welcome to the Daily Meal for Tuesday the 21st of October 2025. Today was match day, so let's talk about that, shall we? Here we go. What an amazing performance. Absolutely outstanding. A team that was third in the table, and I told you in yesterday's preview video, they haven't played anybody decent. As soon as they would, as in us, that they're going to come unstuck, and they did. We were head and shoulders way better than them. Again, referring to yesterday's Daily Meal video, my score prediction was 2-0. It was 2-0. I thought it was in jeopardy because we were 2-0 up after 21 minutes. So I thought surely we're going to go on. It's going to be 3. It's going to be 4. It's going to be like, how many are we going to score? How many? Ended up just being the 2, but not for one to try in. So this is the match report from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website. 3 wins on the spin as Millwall beat Stoke. Goals from Femi Aziz and Tristan Kramer earned Millwall a 2-0 win over Stoke City in the Sky Bet Championship at the Den on Tuesday night. An early first-half blitz saw the Lions earn their 3rd win on the spin and a 2nd consecutive result in SC16, with Aziz netting the club's 6,000th goal in the Football League before Kramer struck home his first Millwall effort. Alex Neil drafted in Casper Denor and Derek Mazusako for the injured Massimo Luongo and the unwell Billy Mitchell. Yeah, he's got diarrhea apparently. I don't know if he has. I just like saying that because you just picture someone just shit in their pants. Whilst the duo Wes Harding and Rahis Bangor Williams stepped up to the bench against the Potters. The first opportunity of the night went the way of Stoke City and Thomas Rigo just over 1 minute in, but the Slovak failed to trouble Max Crocombe as Robert Bezenik. What? That doesn't make any sense. The first opportunity of the night went the way of Stoke City and Thomas Rigo just over 1 minute in, but the Slovak failed to trouble Max Crocombe as Robert Bezenik had as an opportunity moments later. I think that's what that's supposed to say. With 4 minutes played, Denor's bobbling effort deceived Victor Johansson as the goalkeeper sprawled to make a save, also stopping Turno Ballo's follow-up with the Austrian, then sending a volley from outside the area into the grasp of the stopper from the corner kick that followed. Crocombe sprang into action on 9 minutes as the goal-bound Stoke header was pushed to safety by the New Zealand international, and that proved pivotal as seconds later Jake Cooper won the ball back high up and fed Ballo with his cross to the back post, powered home by Aziz for a 3rd consecutive goal and Mill's 6,000 Football League goal to boot. Goal number 6001 didn't take long to appear, as with 21 minutes on the clock, the ball was kept alive on the left by Ballo, who in turn crossed for Kramer to allow the Frenchman to thumb home his first Millwall strike into the roof of the net. Bosh. An eventful first half saw the Lions' injury troubles rear their head again, as Will Smallbone had to be replaced by Luke Cundle after the Southampton loanee pulled up. But that didn't deter Millwall as they swept forward again, with Ballo striking wide of the far post. Will Smallbone looks like he's done his hamstring. Again, not good to see, so here we go again. Every game, we're getting players back and then we'll get players going out injured. Tatsuko Seko rolled an attempt wide as Stoke looked for a way back into the game, but it was Millwall who looked the more likely as the first half finished 2-0. Such were Stoke's first half perils that they made a triple substitution in the half-time break, but after a brief spell of pressure, the Potters were again on the back foot as Aziz wrestled free of his marker on the halfway line and played the ball forward. It looked as though the Stoke defence would sweep up, but Cundle stole in and struck from just inside the area, only for Johansson to gather. Potters substitute Million Manhoff dragged an effort wide on 51 minutes, with Riga striking just wide a minute later as the visitors looked to find a way back into the match, before a chance went begging as Mihailo Ivanovic won back possession and crossed for Ballo, the attacker blazing high and wide. Rigo's attempt from distance was happily claimed by Crocombe after the hour mark before Ballo once again tormented the Stoke defence and found Denor arriving late into the box, only for the Belgians' poke goal to be deflected over. Ivanovic twisted and turned inside the box and got a shot away in 68 minutes, with Johansson having to tip wide at full stretch, whilst a Stoke boot had to deny Jake Cooper diving header as the final 20 minutes got underway. Zach Sturge got in the way of a shot at the other end, with Crocombe then denying Aaron Cresswell from an acute angle. As Mill's first substitution followed with 11 minutes to play as Joe Bryan replaced Zach Sturge, who had got booked. So I'm not sure if it's because of the booking or what. I think he was having a bit of trouble with the new guy that come on, that Million Manhoff. But I think it was just because he got booked. Ballo threaded the ball through to Aziz following that, but a heavy first touch prevented the winger from doubling his tally. The Austrian taking the next turn at goal, shooting over as Bangor Williams and Camille Negley then replaced Aziz and Denor. The Lions comfortably saw out the remaining time from there to bag a third success on the spin. And the team was as follows: Max Crocombe, Ryan Leonard, Tristan Kramer, Jake Cooper, Zach Sturge, Derek Mazusako, Casper Denor, Femi Aziz, Will Smallbone, Turno Ballo and Mihailo Ivanovic. The subs bench was Caleb Taylor, Camille Negley, Alfie Doughty, Adomu Umaku, Joe Bryan, Luke Condor-Reese, Bangor Williams, Joel Coleman and Wes Harding. The subs that came on was Joe Bryan on for Zach Sturge in the 78th minute, Camille Negley on for Casper Denor in the 84th minute, Bangor Williams on for Femi Aziz in the 84th minute, and Condor on for Smallbone in the 26th minute. Ballo and Sturge got booked. 13,792, 1,108 away fans. I mean, what can you say? Probably up there with one of our better performances of the season so far. I mean, it's a toss-up between what the better performance was, West Brom or the Crystal Palace. Probably the West Brom, because we actually won that, but this was up there. We were all over them. Maybe we should have scored more goals, but I mean, we controlled the game, we bossed the game. It was completely one-sided. I mean, just so many fantastic performances all over the pitch. Fantastic Femi, brilliant Ballo, delightful Derek, all amazing, all absolutely amazing. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Again, though, the thing with the subs, like Alex Neil waiting, not making the subs early. You do wonder why he's doing that. Is he trying to get the players match fit so that they don't get injured? Yeah, because obviously this is a 3-game week. So he's trying to improve their robustness in terms of lasting, or what do you call it, stamina. He's trying to improve their stamina, I would imagine. If you only play 60 minutes in a match, and then someone else plays 30 minutes, I imagine that does have an effect week after week after week. So I think that's maybe what he's trying to do. So hopefully, if you put them through that test and they pass it, their bodies get fitter, they get used to it, and they can handle it. So then going along, they shouldn't be picking up these knocks and little things and stuff that will keep them out. But maybe that's the situation behind that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, absolutely fantastic night at the Den today. You might be able to tell my voice is going a bit, but what can you do? So let's have some pictures, photographs as they're called, from the game. This is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Again, Zach Sturge, that's Femi Aziz. Femi Aziz, header, ghosting in on the back post. The defender was ball watching. Watch the ball go into the net. How about that? That's Kramer scoring with his feet. There he is. Fantastic stuff. Everyone's absolutely delighted. Casper Denor, coming back from injury. Seemed to do okay. Barlow was outstanding. Barlow was absolutely brilliant. I just had to check because he is on loan, and I believe there is an obligation to buy. I think it's an obligation or an option. Hopefully, it's a fucking obligation because, man, and the price. Hopefully, the price has already been set because this guy is absolute mustard. So yeah. Got a couple of post-match comments, then we're going to look at the table, which looks absolutely delicious, I can tell you that. southernnews.co.uk. It was a perfect night for us. Alex Neil assesses Mill's 2-0 win over Stoke City. Alex Neil thought Mill's 2-0 win over Stoke City at Den was a perfect night for us. Yada yada yada, yada yada yada. The result means the Lions have won 3 on the bounce and are currently third in the Championship, 5 points behind the leaders Coventry City. Neil gave his thoughts on the win in his post-match press conference. In the first 5 minutes, I thought Stoke started well. They had the cut back for Rigo and then put it past the post. Once we got to grips with making sure we didn't narrow too much and let them play around the outside areas, we detached our shape a little bit and dealt with them down the flanks. And after that, I thought we were really sort of comfortable in the game. We got 2 really good goals. Turner Ballo was the best player on the pitch for me. He was excellent. We played on the transition a lot in the first half. At the start of the second half, we didn't start great again. Stoke were quite bright in that spell, but once we got to grips with it again, I thought we were comfortable after that. The more the game wore on, the more likely we looked to go and get the third goal, and we had some good chances to get that. And we didn't have that maybe edge to go on and fish it off, but to be fair, the keeper made 2 or 3 really good saves as well. Stoke up until this point have conceded the fewest goals in the league, by the way, and we managed to score 2, so a third one in the bounce. We kept a clean sheet, and it's a perfect night for us, really. Yeah, I told you again, tooting my own horn. I told you in the preview video that they had the best defence in the league. But again, who have they played? They haven't played Millwall, and now they have. So bosh. Oh yeah, next one. Again, southernnews.co.uk. Alex Neil reveals excellent Mill midfielder will miss the rest of the season and provides updates on the Huddersfield absentees in Stoke City win. Yes, injury update. Bad news. You knew it was bad because when the team got announced on Twitter, or X, what it's called now, they gave the reasons. They said Billy Mitchell is out because he's ill. Macaulay Langstaff has got concussion, which we believe he picked up in the QPR game, but he carried on playing. And then they said after the game, updates will be given on Massimo Luongo, Bender, and Coburn. So here we go. This is the update. Massimo Luongo will miss the rest of the season after injuring his ACL, while Josh Coburn will be out for months with a quad issue. Here we go again. Luongo was placed early on in the Lions' 2-1 win over Queen's Park Rangers on Saturday, holding his knee, while Coburn and Stephen Bender were ruled out in the days leading up to the game with injuries suffered in training. Billy Mitchell and Macaulay Langstaff missed Mill's 2-0 convincing win over Stoke City on Tuesday, but Neil does not expect them to miss much time. Neil was asked about all 5 players' availabilities by News at Den following the game. Massimo, unfortunately, he's done his ACL, so his season's got to be over, which obviously we're gutted about for him and for us, because he's been excellent. Josh Coburn, unfortunately, he's got a quad injury, and he's going to be months rather than weeks, which is a big blow. Macaulay was missing tonight through concussion. Billy Mitchell phoned up through the night sick and couldn't make the game and was ill. Stephen Bender, he's out his groin, so again, we'll probably see him in an international break. Asked if he expects Mitchell or Langstaff back soon, Neil said, we're hoping both of them should be available for Saturday. So, there you go. So, Bender out for the next international break. That's in November. I believe it's the second week in November. So, basically 3 weeks to a month for Bender. Again, no rush, mate. No rush. I think Max Crocombe's doing a fantastic job. So there you go. But again, Josh Coburn, quad injury, months rather than weeks, which is a big blow, he says. And, Massimo, ACL, season over, because that's 6 months. We're in October, so November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 6 months. Season's done. And what is he? He's 33 years old. Is he gonna come back from that to play at 34? Probably not. I mean, could be like a career-ending injury. I mean, god damn. And he was playing fantastically well. Crazy. Absolutely madness. What happens? What was the other one? No, yeah, Josh Coburn's out with quad injury, yeah, so there you go. So we got through the game tonight with we just had Ivanovic. We didn't have a striker on the bench. I didn't put AJ Matthews on the bench. There were pictures of him before the game, though. He turned up, but he wasn't on the bench. So God knows what they would have done if Ivanovic had to go off. They played him for the whole game, so he looked out of it at the end, yeah. But should have Langstaff back. Hey, yeah, that's fantastic. So there you go. So yeah, let's have a look at this table. That's starting to look very sexy. Right, before we do that, let's have a go through the results from today's other games in the Championship. Portsmouth 1, Coventry 2, Ipswich 0, Charlton 3, Hull 2, Leicester 1, Derby 1, Norwich 0, Blackburn 1, Sheffield United 3, Preston 0, Birmingham 1, Bristol City 3, Southampton 1. And there are 4 other games tomorrow, one of which can affect our league position, which, as we go down and have a little look, is third in the table. We are one of only 3 teams to get up to 20 points. We played 11 games, we've won 6. Again, Coventry are the only team that haven't lost a game yet. So, wow. This is the thing, If you win games, you climb up the table. If you draw them, you stay in the middle. You got to win games. That gets you further up the pitch, further up the table. So what can happen tomorrow? West Brom play. If West Brom win, they go up to 20 points. But not only that, at the moment they're on the same goal difference as us, which is 0. So obviously, if they win, they get a positive goal difference from that game, which will then take them above us on goal difference. So they will be third and we will be fourth. But I mean, obviously, at the moment we're third. It doesn't matter right now. Well, it does to some extent. It breeds confidence. But, you want to be in this position in April. In March and April. At the end of the season. Because, in previous years, when we've been contending for the playoffs, we've been in the middle of the table and we've been, chasing it down. We've been coming up from behind. Ooh. And this is probably a better way to do it. To get up there, to get third, fourth. And if we do have a little stumble, maybe we drop down to 5th or 6th. It would be nice to secure. It would be nice to secure. Probably speaking too soon, given all the injuries that we're getting at the moment. But if we secured a playoff place with a few games to go, that would be absolutely lovely. And if it would be even nicer if we could still get second or first, if we kept on after guaranteeing ourselves a playoff place. But like I said, count your chickens and all of that. So many injuries. We've got a very small squad, so it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. But next up, who do we have next? Leicester. And they're in 8th now. They lost today. Only their first defeat in 6 games, but they've only won 1 game in 6 games. So, again, like I said, they're not winning games. So that should be a cracking game on Saturday. Apparently the tickets are selling fast. So, yes. At the bottom of the table, shall we look at that? Sheffield Wednesday finally got at the bottom after Sheffield United won and jumped up. So they've won 2 in a row. And now we have Norwich in the bottom 3. Blackburn as well. And, this is the thing. Sheffield United shouldn't have been down there. The players are better than that. And they're going to start rising up. And, Southampton, they're going to start rising up. And Ipswich already did after their poor start. So, and now you can see, the teams at the bottom probably deserve to be at the bottom, don't they? Sheffield Wednesday, Blackburn, Norwich, that's a different circumstance. Well, they sold their best players, really, didn't they? And another one wanted to go, but they managed to keep him. For what? He's not really doing anything, is he? And then you've got your Oxfords, who many people thought would struggle, and Wrexham as well. Hollywood Disney dream. Not going too well today, is it? So, there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.